My choice! My choice! My choice! My choice! My choice! My choice!
She's touching you.
Holding back a little bit of laughter here. It's going to be pretty hard to explain to people how the war and how it's being portrayed is not exactly the same way as the message being sent over the internet, basically. It's going to be hard to explain to people Russia's defaulting on their foreign debt for the first time since 1918 and what that could mean for the economy abroad, for the existing financial system. Remembering that the BRICS are working on a new currency. Whether or not it's digital, I don't know. We have here an article basically saying how, quote, the Federal Reserve officials have suggested that a digital dollar would reduce barriers and transactional costs to unbanked consumers who lack access to traditional financial services such as checking accounts or loans. It is an argument that cryptocurrency enthusiasts have been making for years about Bitcoin and other private digital offerings. So the cryptocurrency space is now being co-opted, and we are being told this is what we've always wanted. We've always wanted a central bank digital currency, which may be programmable and trackable, similar to the one in China, which they call the digital Yuan. I'm pretty sure they skipped over the section where Hex is included, and it's actually the first blockchain certificate of deposit. It's trustless. It's just you and the contract. Well, I look, and there's a project called PULSECHAin. It's going to be a lower fee ecosystem than ETH is. But they gloss right over that. Instead, we get told a digital dollar is something we really need to explore. A digital dollar being a central bank digital currency. So the way they word this, I believe, is going to be key, because they're going to be saying, oh, it's just a digital dollar. It's just like Bitcoin, but it's backed by the government. What they won't tell you is that they might have some intentions that they haven't told you about. I can't believe it's got to this point, but Qatar is doubling down on its plan, and Russia and China apparently are engaging in such research for rolling out a central bank digital currency. Take it a step further, China is actually implemented a digital yuan. This article here explains how it could affect the Russian economy in a time of war, in a time where Russia and China are openly working together. Personally, I'm too scared to click on this link. But yeah, currently Russia does not have a national cryptocurrency. However, the Russian central bank is considering creating one. So when you see, one country create hypersonic missiles, another country tends to work on how to take them down and work on them themselves. The same is probably true with a central bank digital currency or a digital dollar. Again, Russia and China are brewing up a challenge to dollar dominance by creating a new reserve currency. Now, will this reserve currency be a digital dollar? If you have a look at the ruble and how they've been basically able to price energy in the ruble, making it the stronger currency in the world because of that, basically making it direct competition to the Petrodollar, Would it surprise you that a central bank digital currency could be in the works? Does it surprise you that China's already working on one? Now, if you understand cryptocurrency a little bit and how it could be programmed, could you imagine, just think, could you imagine a social credit score system set up whereby you're issued your allowance through a digital dollar, that you have a wallet? But here's the catch. You got to have a green symbol to be able to spend your digital dollar. How would you get a green symbol? Or how would you get a red symbol making you not be able to spend it? Well, there could be an instance where, due to health reasons, you may be required to perform certain acts. You may be required to take certain medicines. Just think of it. Think of the control that it could place on you. Their ability to limit your travels. The ability for you not to be able to function in society unless you plan on staying at home and growing all your own food and being entirely self-sufficient. That's probably pretty far in the future, but the initial stages, I can't help but feel are being rolled out now. If we understand this, hopefully we can see certain flags when looking around in this area that may alert us to what could be coming. More and more, they seem to be confident in telling us all how cryptocurrency is very volatile and it should go to zero. And because it should all go to zero, that's why they need to intervene. On the opposite end, you have furus in the space pumping it and pumping it and pumping it, paid for shills, who try and resuscitate and bring life back to a particular cryptocurrency. When we can clearly see what has taken place. We have large players in this space. They all bought near the top, or they bought it and made the top, you know? At the moment, many people are exiting for whatever reason, or many people are accumulating. Who are the people accumulating? Ugh, stuttered. Who are they? What are they doing? What is their intentions? Think about it. It sounds like a conspiracy. I have no evidence of this, but I could only imagine if I was a large hedge fund, like BlackRock or something, and I had enough influence across the world, how would I bring the entire world's population under control? Because data is information, and information is knowledge, and knowledge is power. Well, I could track all their transactions through their credit card spending. What if they use cash? Maybe I could eliminate cash and I could bring about a digital currency, a central bank digital currency. I could issue everyone a wallet or a means of exchange, maybe tied to a social security number or a tax file number or a medical number, and that would allow them to buy and spend. Pretty simple, right? Not everyone's going to agree with this because you have to roll it out in unison across the world. Well, apparently China's the test case. It seems to be working pretty good there. And the virus that cannot be named, except for an analysis, did do a successful job at teaching us all how much control and power we actually have over our own lives. Now again, this is quite negative. You might say, it doesn't matter, we're going to get rich. Well, if you know about Hex and PULSECHAin and some other spin-offs and things built on top of Hex, you know, built by Hexicans, you probably are going to get rich. But it probably goes beyond that, because if a stablecoin is issued, say by a hedge fund or a bank or institution, and the hedge funds have influence and sway over it, what if the US dollar coin could be invalidated say there's a fork taking place and millions of dollars are being forked over, going to be created. Could it be a test case where if they're invalidated, it does not prove that everything could be invalidated? One day a stable coin could be in existence. You could have $1 million of it. There could be intervention. They could say, all right, you can swap this for your central bank digital currency, but you can't spend it. There's just one possible timeline we exist in. Think about it. Think about, if I've thought about this, is it not possible? Anything in your mind you can think about within reason is quite possible. So I believe it is important that we have our own wallets. We have our own functioning means to transact without government intervention. And that's not to say don't, break the laws and don't pay any taxes. That's not what I'm saying. If governments were smart, which I think some sectors are, some countries are, they would realize the innovation that can be created from all of this. But there might be more power-hungry people that can influence government, that can influence business, that can influence the banks. Their ability and their reach, their influence could basically be the rudder guiding the ship of humanity. And where do you want to go? Do you want to be steered towards, some sort of lockdown and lack of freedom sort of environment? Or do you want a free and open society like we were born for, really? We were not born to consume. We were born on this planet with ultimate freedoms. But if you can't earn, you can't spend, do you really have any freedom? Think about it. The economic energy required to earn a living. Hex may have provided some people the freedoms to be able to do as they wish, to innovate, to learn more, to be free. But what is freedom if everything you touch is under control? I don't know about you, but when you think about things, how different is a communist ruled country to a country where you have a two-party preferred system? I remember doing a study comparing this. They had a brief section about globalization and why it's bad and why people say it can be bad. Then they had the definition of a tyrannical government. And I read it as a, complete blank canvas. And I looked at it and said, no shit, that sounds like a normal government. That was the beginning of a whole new rabbit hole. Thank you for listening. Hopefully that made sense. Hopefully that helped someone out there. And yeah, I can't help but think we're going to be distracted. And through this distraction, through our blindness, because we're unable to wake up, we may be heading towards a society run by technology and not for the people. Thank you.